Hello everyone. Would you like to know how our plants, grass, and crops grow to produce food and other plant growth to keep society moving in a positive direction? My name is Creighton Kathol and I will be explaining how fertilizer is a key factor to our plant growth. First, I would like to talk about what fertilizer even is. The basic definition of fertilizer is a chemical or natural substance added to soil or land to increase its fertility. There is multiple different types of fertilizers for different uses, but normally fertilizers are composed of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium compounds. Fertilizer also contain trace elements that help improve the growth of the plants. If it wasn't for fertilizers, plants and crops wouldn't grow healthy and potentially they could die out. A little bit of history about fertilizer. The first K fertilizer started in Germany back in 1861. Fertilizer was invented by these two men and they called it their process the Gilchrist process. And ever since they created the fertilizer has just advanced over the years. The reason why farmers use fertilizers on their crops is because it maintains the soil's fertility so that the farmer can continue to grow nutritious and healthy crops. It is hard to grow food and plants from soil if the soil is not in good condition. Soils naturally contain many nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium, and potassium. So if the soil is bad, the fertilizer is there to help bring back all the nutrients to make sure this soil is healthy again. And this is a picture of the before and after you use the fertilizer. As you can tell on the before side, the roots are not very deep at all. The grass is discolored, it's not very bright and vibrant like the one with the fertilizer. Very, very thin, not very thick at all, short grass. And then as you can see over here, this is the one with the fertilizer. And there is a very deep root system. The grass is nice and thick, tall, and full of color. So you can tell why fertilizer makes that big of a difference. Fertilizer is decently expensive once you add on all the factors. Farmers fertilize almost all their crops, and it takes a lot of gas to run their tractor sprayers. And the truckers have to transport the fertilizer out to all the farmers' crops, so you have to pretty much pay a lot of money for all the utilities expenses. Normally farmers do think it is a necessity to fertilize all their crops because of all the different types of animals, insects, bugs, weeds, and everything that could be infecting the food and later the society when the people get sick. Fertilizer can be used for not only crops, but grass, lawns, and in gardens. Not only can fertilizers be sprayed with tractors and portable sprayers by people, but sometimes it is more effective if the crops are sprayed by airplane. These are just two different types of spraying. This is your more traditional, what pretty much all farmers do these days. They just get their tractor out and start spraying with their sprayer. And then this is a picture of an airplane flying over crops that you can just spray. You can spray your crops that way if you would like, but it's just more of an opinion-based thing. There are different types of fertilizers and different forms of it that perform different actions. Some examples of the different types of fertilizers would be organic, chemical, and biofertilizers. Each of these fertilizers can come in different forms. Some are either spray, they could be spray, pebbles, little crystals, or other little seeds. Depending on what you are trying to fertilize, any form of fertilizer will be acceptable and beneficial to whatever you're putting it on. Overall, fertilizing crops, plants, grass, and gardens are essential to good, healthy plant growth. Without fertilizers, plants where the ground is more clay instead of rich, healthy soil would struggle with producing food and other plant life. Today's society is ran off of food, obviously, so it is very important that we use fertilizer to keep the world running and keeping our food clean. I hope this video has shown you why fertilizer is such an important part to our society and why it helps our plants grow. Thank you.